Welcome to SMSU Esports for the Timo Cup for League of Legends. This is caster Kramagraw, joined by fellow caster and head esports coach for SMSU, Eslo. Eslo, what are you looking to see from SMSU today?
It's going to be a kind of a tough game from SMSU as we see, they're the lower seed. This is ninth seed versus the 24th seed in the Timo Cup here. So I'm just looking for SMSU to stick to the fundamentals, try to minimize mistakes, maybe look for some aggressive plays, but I want to see aggressive plays done as a team and not aggressive plays that are done, as a individual. So I would really like to see SMSU utilizing their full capabilities as a team to take this game and maybe start a snowball here that could result in the win.
Yeah, I'd really love to just, if there's one thing I'd like to see from SMSU, it'd be proper vision control.
Yep.
Um, just like to see them set up wards beforehand, set up their pink wards and get vision control before objectives like Dragon are going to be spawning.
Mm,
And that's really just what I want to see from them. I'm
for
not
sure.
looking for anything flashy.
No, and it's actually a pretty interesting team compositions coming out. Looks like SMSU is going for more of a team-focused team comp, where you see EW going for more of a individual focused team comp. LeBlanc looking for picks, Tristana looking to stomp lane, trying to get ahead, start a snowball in lane. Udyr looks to play by himself a lot of the time. Mordekaiser looks to play by himself a lot of the time. So I think that's where this importance of going together as a team and making aggressive plays as a team is going to come into play. Without them doing that as a team, I think they're going to have a really tough time, not only due to the rank differential and the seed differential, but just due to the nature of the characters that are in play here.
SMSU definitely going to be looking to possibly get a Nami alt um, comboed with a Sivir or Scion alt to initiate their fights. Run down, try and catch an individual from the other team out. Though that's going to be really hard. Udyr has his shield, LeBlanc has all of her mobility, Tristana has her jump. Nautilus, you don't want to burst him down. He's the support. He's just going to shield. He's going to CC your team. And Mordekaiser going to be able to heal up too. So
They do have that hard engage though coming out with the Scion that can sometimes catch people out. That Sivir plus Scion plus Syndra. That's a lot of movement speed, a lot of CC coming out from the Syndra Scion. You can combo people out pretty well there. So SMSU still does have a chance, even though it is going to be a little bit more difficult than a
mm-hmm.
standard team comp to catch. But if they are able to catch these fights, they should be able to win them even from a slight gold deficit because of the strength of their characters within team fights. If Sivir's able to stay alive, gets that bouncy blade ricocheting across the fight, gets the boomerang flying through a couple people,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to do significant area of effect damage and really hopefully snowball this game in SMSU's favor.
Gonna see probably you think we're gonna be seeing a standard start here?
Yeah, I don't think we'll see an invade. I think it's a little risky for both teams here. Let's see though. It looks like Udyr might be going. I would guess that they're actually going to go for like an aggressive ward more than aggressive invade.
Mm-hmm. Try and get some early vision
Mm-hmm.
control. Udyr pushes in there. He's just gonna recall here and just tries to push into Baron Pit there, get some info, see if they're gonna cross or anything, and
Well,
doesn't
and
seem
he gets
anybody.
this ward here, right?
Oh, yep, yep.
This
Okay.
ward over the Baron Pit wall. This will give him a little bit of info on if Xin Zhao is doing a red start or a blue start. So that's a key ward for seeing what's going on as this game develops. Then he's gonna swap over to the Oracle's lens, so he doesn't
Okay.
want to
That's
be
why
on
you
that
recall.
warding trinket anyway.
All right.
It looks like Udyr is going to start topside start, which is a little unorthodox, as well as Zinzao. They're both going to do a little bit of an unorthodox start. And Udyr's going to come out with the advantage here because they now know that this is a red start from SMSU.
Yep. So Udyr can change
This,
his pathing,
yep.
knows where he needs to be.
And Zinzao has no idea. Maybe they'll see their lane entering late, but it looks like they're going to bait it out so
Neither of
that
the
they
bot
don't
lanes
know.
actually pushing. Neither of the bot lanes with their. Pajamas deciding he wants to just auto that blue buff real quick,
Yeah,
aggro
it looks
it.
like he was just wanted to fake the start of SMSU's jungler, but doesn't realize that they had full info on the red start anyway. So a little bit of wasted time there. Is they're gonna take a lot of control over this bot lane.
Yeah, SMSU
Burning that red trinket early.
really scared of that Nautilus, as they kind of need to be. But that Nautilus not necessarily as powerful until he gets that level 2.
Yep.
You know. Oh, but he does manage to catch the Nami. Gets the stun onto him. A lot of damage going on to the Nami. And
This is an early level 2. That's gonna be a kill on Nami.
that
That's
is
the danger of that level 2.
very dangerous and powerful. And Udyr is gonna look to be here towards the mid.
Minoka needs to hit the
Gonna
stun.
flash, gets a stun.
Does live. Ooh,
Oh, but the ignite does come out. Doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. But they're gonna push in this wave here a little bit. Oh, no, I take that back. Just gonna take control of the wave and just zone out that Syndra. Syndra's not actually recalling. It just recalls now.
Oh, this Xin Zhao actually has an opportunity to get a kill here. A lot of damage and an early kill onto Udyr. That is big for SMSU.
LeBlanc
A lot of the
pushing
times we've
over
seen
now.
them falling behind in this early part of the game, but that's a big
Oh, the
play.
Tristana's gonna jump in now though. Does get some damage onto that Xin Zhao.
Not deciding to respond.
Xin almost gets the second kill there, but now that's a second kill going onto the Tristana, and that is
And
really
that's double
dangerous.
buffs on Tristana as well.
Oh my.
That's really scary.
2 early kills on Tristana. That is something you don't want to see. And almost. Oh, and Sion does end up getting taken out by the minion damage. And that's 3 early kills going over to. Oh, I forgot what the name of the school is. I'm so
EWU. I think that's
EWU.
Eastern. Ooh, you're causing me to blank on the name as well. EMU, that's Eastern Michigan University. I knew it was Michigan. I just thought I had my letters mixed around, so it didn't make any sense.
Oh,
Ooh,
another
hook
coming out. They get the stun onto the Nami, get some damage. It's not going to pick her up quite yet, but that's a lot of damage onto SMSU's bot lane. And that Tristana is just going to be
This is a problem now for
dangerous.
SMSU. Sivir's not down too much in the CS department or anything like that, but this Tristana, when she shops, is going to come back with a massive advantage. And Tristana's a really scary character to have that advantage because of the W, the slow, able to follow up really well on Nautilus, able to clean up those kills.
Yeah, that insane hyper carry potential that Tristana has to just absolutely go into a team fight, get a reset, and get an entire team wipe. But an early gate coming out, or decent gate coming out, but Udyr's going to be there to counter. They're going to get some damage onto the Xin Zhao, but nothing's going to come out of it. Udyr's going to path now up towards his blue side.
He's going to get both scuttles here. Oh. Okay, yes. He's going to get both scuttles here. That's a significant advantage coming away from Udyr. Both scuttles is a lot of experience that SMSU will not be getting on their jungler.
Xin Zhao does manage to get the bottom scuttle.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was. I thought Udyr got that scuttle earlier. I didn't see that Xin Zhao came in and stole it from him then, because Udyr was on it earlier.
Oh, but this gank up top, Sion's in a dangerous location, gets hooked by the Mord.
He's dead.
And he's going to go down here, and that's going to be another kill going over onto EMU. Now 4-1, with just a little bit close to a 1.5K gold advantage.
It looks like this LeBlanc's making an aggressive play, and that is Minoka dropping as well. SMSU in a tough position now, falling behind in every lane and the jungle.
Use this bot lane with their not in Tristana. They're in the bush. They're cheeky. They're
going to go for this Nami. The second Nami moves forward anymore.
Oh, and with that, Nami gets hooked.
Dead.
It's going to go down. Sivir backs off. Can't do anything to trade back that damage. And now EMU with that early lead is going to just continue to push and snowball it.
Yep. And LeBlanc's going to back. A lot of them are on a massive buy here. Tristana backing with 3 kills. A lot of gold in their pocket. Probably going to get a BF sword here. Let's see what she decides to purchase when she cleans up this wave. Looks like going to leave it there. Leave it frozen.
Yeah, nothing really here for SMSU Xin Zhao to do. All of the lanes back off. They have good vision control. They're not pushed
Hmm.
up too much, and they're not giving SMSU a chance to counter back here.
Yep, and you see the Noon Quiver and the Pickaxe coming out in comparison to double Longsword tier. This is going to be rough from Sivir. Sivir's just going to need to try to shove the wave with her abilities and get out of this lane because if any amount of time wasted in this lane,
Oh, and pushing up here. That's a
so
dangerous,
dangerous.
dangerous play coming out from
Oh.
Nami. Nami gets hooked. Udyr's going to be there.
Now,
And SMSU,
SMSU is countering. They do bring their mid and jungler over. Are they able to pick up the kill, though? A little bit of a miss stun coming out from Syndra there. Unfortunate.
doesn't manage to get any value off of those 4 members, and LeBlanc is going to push into mid here. SMSU is going to start the dragon here, but
A little bit risky here, but
SMSU,
they're doing it together. That's what I like to see. At least, as I talked about before this game, I want to see them making aggressive plays together.
I actually quite like this play. They managed to pick up the dragon, and LeBlanc's going to get a lot of damage onto that tower, but plates haven't fallen yet.
Nope, and she got 2 plates from that, so she ended up with about a kill worth of gold extra on top of Syndra here. So Syndra gonna be falling behind a little bit in net worth, but collecting that first dragon pretty important for SMSU.
Yeah, that's a play that we haven't necessarily seen out of SMSU. There's some more coordination there, deciding we know we're down here, we're gonna take our chance, we're gonna get the objective we can, and then back off.
Oof, and another kill going down onto Sion. Sion's really having a tough time in this lane. Is actually up CS, but now down a 0-3. And we're going to have to almost stare at this bot lane because at about any moment they can decide to go in and kills will happen very swiftly in this bottom lane.
Yeah, finally level 6 going over onto both 80 carries. Level 6 not yet going on to Nautilus or Nami, but once Nautilus gets that level 6, it's going to be the danger of this lane is going to grow exponentially.
And LeBlanc really hovering for a potential gank bottom here.
And a really aggressive location from that Udyr. He's counter jungling Xin and just taking his jungle camp. So Xin is going to move and path towards his red, but he's going to encounter Udyr here. Udyr's going to see him. They're both going to back
both
off.
see each other. Syndra is collapsed on this. I'm surprised Xin backed off so much so early.
Well, gave time for his LeBlanc to get there.
Udyr.
LeBlanc's going to come in.
And the ult goes down onto the wrong person by the looks of it. A little bit of a split focus. But they do pick up the Udyr. This
LeBlanc
Xin
is going to try.
Really strong at this point in the game.
Yeah, Xin has a lot of damage that he can put out 1v1, and the SMSU needs to capitalize on that. Ooh.
The flash coming.
Oh!
Such
Xin
a close fight.
almost managed to get some more damage onto that LeBlanc and to pick her up, but
they should just escort this into a couple plates here. LeBlanc's wasting time, should be recalling. This isn't a good position for LeBlanc to be in.
Xin needs to stay here and just push.
It looks like they're collapsing their top laner down. And now SMSU needs to realize that there's 2 collapses coming through. Just back off.
Just gonna back off. Here. Sivir with the ever-present danger of that Tristana just being able to jump onto her in that bottom lane is
now she does have
scary.
Spell Shield if she times it correctly. She is a lot safer than the Nami in this lane, but still, there's just so much damage coming out from Noon Quiver plus Pickaxe.
Yeah, and Spell Shield, it's great, but it only blocks one instance of CC, and Nautilus has an instance of CC on every single one of his abilities.
Yep, I think the timing of it, actually, you probably want to save it for the Tristana execute, right? That ultimate move coming out. Either that or the initial hook. Xin Zhao in a poor position. Is he going to be able to win it? Oh, pretty close fight. Can Syndra clean this up is the real question.
Oh, misses the stun.
Hits the slow. Is he getting alt range?
Oh, and
not
the
quite.
LeBlanc gets out just in the nick of time.
Now, one thing, we didn't see Xin Zhao try to kite that fight out at all. If he had maybe kited it out, then Syndra could have gotten there in time to clean up that kill.
And I see recalls come out from bottom lane, and LeBlanc's going to come back from her recall into mid. LeBlanc's going to be fairly strong here.
Yep, Lost Chapter, Sork Shoes. This is where LeBlanc starts feeling really good. Able to poke him out, and probably not able to get a full all-in kill, but if you're able to poke it all before the kill, you should be able to get a solo kill onto Syndra here.
Oh, they're going to try and make a move
Big
onto that
fight coming up
Mordekaiser
top.
top, but
Mordekaiser drops
Mordekaiser
all.
is so strong right now.
And this is why you can't let a Mordekaiser that far ahead, because he's just going to ult you when you gank and kill you. You're
Hmm.
not in a 2 versus 1. You're in a 1 versus 1 versus a really fed Mord.
Yeah, you know,
Dear,
Mort.
oh, the Syndra's dead.
Yeah, not much you can do there.
And even with them both trying to give the kill to the other player, she's still too slow to run away from it. So SMSU in a kind of
Oh,
awkward
Nami,
position
dangerous
here.
position. That LeBlanc will just jump on you and
Hmm.
instantly take you out.
And Rift Herald being summoned mid means this mid tower is likely to be going down. A lot of plate gold popping over. As Zin tries to fight the Udyr again, and he's
And
gonna
he
go ahead
gets.
and die again. I don't know why he didn't expect that LeBlanc to be there, because LeBlanc was walking through full vision from SMSU.
And now LeBlanc going to move up towards the top. It looks like they're probably going to dive the Scion up here incredibly low.
And the
Blanc doesn't
dive
even.
going on to.
Yeah.
Oh. This is disaster all over the map now for SMSU. You know, they played the really early game pretty well, but now they're just falling behind everywhere, and I don't know if they have what it takes to get back in this game.
Yeah, you know, with all of that gold on, just you have a 5-0 Mord, you have a 3-0
Hmm.
LeBlanc, and you have a 4-0 Tristana. And even though they're about, well, Tristana has 20 more CS than Sivir does, so she's incredibly
Yep.
far ahead in that lane. But you know, Mord and Scion have even CS, but 5 kills. I mean, 5 kills on a Mord.
Yep.
It's
So it's a lot of gold, and it's a lot of just experience on Mord. Level 11 to level 10, probably close to level 12. And they do secure the second dragon of the game. It looks like we'll have an Ocean Drake this game as our
that's gonna
soul.
be Xin easily going
That's
down in the mid
dead.
lane.
Yep. Nothing he can do at that point, overextending a little bit there.
You know, if you're EMU here, you know that you have a massive advantage, and you know that you can
Hmm.
pretty much just 5-man push it down mid almost at
Uh,
this point.
they can do pretty much anything they want at this point. LeBlanc's starting to feel good too. 4-0 now is getting stacks on that Dark Seal. Gonna start getting even stronger. Mordekaiser TP's bottom, cutting off the Sivir retreat. So Sivir is also dead. And just kills going down all across the board right now.
Yeah, with that 6-0 Mord, I mean, Mord, even when he was up top, he was essentially 2v1ing
Yeah.
against the Zed and the Scion, and he's just going to keep doing that. He's getting very close to 3v1 territory right now.
Yeah, unfortunate from SMSU. I don't know what they can even really do to come back. Just because Xin Zhao is a little bit more early game focused of a jungler, you kind
Hmm.
of need that advantage. Syndra does fall off against the LeBlanc later in the game, as LeBlanc is able to assassinate her teammates. She's not going to take the individual 1 versus 1 with Syndra.
Yep. And SMSU, they really can't just insta burst one or two
Nope.
carries down. They have to take down the LeBlanc, the Tristana, and the Mord. And even once they get that done, they have to worry. To get that done, they have to worry about the Udyr and the Nautilus that are just going to
Hmm.
peel and protect their carries if they even need to.
Nice escape by Minoka. They're able to live. I'm actually a little surprised to not see Michigan commit a little harder for that kill, because that kill. Oh, speaking of, LeBlanc is going to go ahead and secure that one for her team, as Zinzao and Nami are cut off here, and this is going to be a brutal fight for SMSU. Get out if you can, because this Tristana is fed.
Yeah, it's just really nothing you can
Yeah.
do. It's when you're against this big of an 11k gold advantage, a 10k gold advantage against a Mord, LeBlanc, and Tristana. There's really nothing you can do.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just going to go ahead and push for the inhibitor here. Probably going to get inhibitor and then back off, maybe go top lane, secure all those towers. Oh, they're actually going to back off with the 1
Don't
HP on the
actually manage
inhibitor.
to take it out. Yep.
That's fine. They don't need it yet. It is only 16 minutes in the game. That is a lot of gold funneling into SMSU. So they're probably just going to capitalize on this top tower here, get some extra gold, look for an easy fight with Zinzao face checking them there. Udyr's
Face.
gonna run down. Oh, this is hard to watch. Ooh.
Zen face checked into that bush as he had a ward in the bush, so he
Mhm.
knew EMU was there.
Yeah, and SMSU actually able to clean up a couple kills up the backside of that. That Scion able to catch the LeBlanc out a little bit. I don't think she was expecting to be caught by that. Maybe hoping her W is up or she would have gotten her W off in time.
Hmm.
SMSU gonna make a little bit of gold back. They
If they
still
can
are down
if they
10k,
can
but
kill that Tristana, that's a good chunk of bounty gold there.
yep.
They do manage to get the bounty on the LeBlanc. There's a 700 gold bounty on Mord too as well, but that is a lot of resource that you'd have to commit to actually take him down, and you
Yeah,
have to completely catch him out.
and as positive as we want to be about where this game's at, with that nice catch by SMSU, they're still down 30% gold.
Yep.
I mean that's insane how much gold they're down right now. So SMSU is still going to definitely be on the back foot. They're definitely not back in the game yet, but making some more plays like that, hopefully they can use that to snowball their way back into this game.
It's gonna take a miracle, but anything is possible. But this is not if you're
And
Zen and
yeah.
you're just doing Gromp while you get collapsed on by two players from EMU. That's definitely not what you need to be doing.
Yep, and Syndra also gonna walk forward and get a ward here, trying to see what's going on. They know Dragon's about to spawn. They should just back off, be farming out lanes, trying to push lanes in so that they're
S-
not under so much pressure here.
Sivir in an incredibly dangerous push up and top. Doesn't have any vision control around him. They does know that there's some members of EMU down here in the bottom lane, but there's no guarantee.
Yeah, probably just greeting a little bit. They know, if they do send somebody up top that's not Mordekaiser, and Mordekaiser is showing on the mid wave, they do lose some pressure over Dragon. Maybe they're unable to start Dragon. So
Hmm.
Sivir probably a little bit of a calculated risk, trying to get something going. At
Yeah,
this
it's
point,
it's a risk you definitely have to take when
yeah,
you're down this much. You have to take a ballsy play like that to try and
mhm,
at least get something going. If you don't take the risk, you're never going to get the benefit of it and
exactly.
have the chance to actually get back into the game.
And she was able to pick up quite a bit of farm there. I think she got about 30 farm by pushing out that top wave.
And Zen's going to get
Oh,
caught in his jungle, and he gets almost instantly erased by that Mordekaiser.
yeah.
Mord now 8-0. The 174 farm. I believe that's.
And that's a dead Nami.
EMU definitely just going to take this game here, unless SMSU can pull out a miracle.
Yeah, I think this game, at this point in the game, you start thinking about what you might want to pull out next game.
Hmm.
It's a little difficult to see the comeback mechanic for SMSU.
Yeah, yeah. They're going to lose all but their one tier 2 tower, and they're going to shortly lose that to
Hmm.
Mordekaiser. And when you lose those towers, the towers give the enemy team gold, which is great, but most of all, they give them vision, and
Yep.
well, they take away the vision from the other team,
Yep.
and then you have to have that much more vision control to get stuff to work, and it's just that much more dangerous.
No, for sure. And we're seeing this little Blanc really activated now. Able to pick Sivir off as she just tries to path to the mid wave. SMSU Scion looking for an engage and able to get quite a bit of damage off. Actually, not that bad of a fight for SMSU if they are just able to finish off some of these kills. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Is Udyr actually going to... He's going to be out, isn't he? Okay. Scion able to pick up that kill.
SMSU does manage to pick off one. Need a little bit more coordination on that Scion ult, but I like that. I like that SMSU Scion DK man. He's getting in there and he's doing something.
Hmm.
He's catching. He the two chances that SMSU has had to get some gold and get a little bit more into this game has been off of those two Scion ults.
Yep. And that's a dead Nami. Holy cows, that Mordekaiser really feeling good this game.
How much gold is Mordekaiser sitting on right now?
I can't tell. There isn't the feature in the spectator mode, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't know the hotkey to show their gold. I am more than likely wrong, but I don't know the hotkey to show their gold.
I'm taking a wild guess and saying it's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. More than what's in SMSU's pockets, I would say.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, there it is. He's got 11,000 total gold and 3,000 in his pocket.
And he's gonna back it. He's gonna use it now. So he's
Yeah.
gonna pick up a full item here.
Well, that is good to know. Unfortunately, it comes at the last part of the season.
Well, we're learning as we go.
Yep.
We're learning how to do it as we go.
Well, I mean, just look at these gold differences between Sivir and Tristan here. Down 2,600 gold. Down 3,000 gold in that top lane. Massive gold advantage is coming out.
I think that's close to 3,000 in mid lane too.
It is actually, which is a little bit more surprising because it didn't seem to be, in a similar state. But LeBlanc has been picking up more kills as the game has opened up more.
Mm-hmm.
Mordekaiser going to go ahead and solo push top lane. Now, SMSU probably need to be looking for an engage here. Just trying desperately to find
Yeah.
a fight that they would have an advantage in.
Oh, and that LeBlanc just gets in, instantly takes out that Nami.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna try and look to proster or words are hard today. Posture themselves. Ugh. But doesn't manage to get anything. LeBlanc gets in out.
Yep. And this game, this is all but over.
Yeah,
I don't think they can even kill this Mordekaiser in this fight here. I think he actually does get a double kill if they fully commit onto him.
I think if EMU really wanted to, they could have ended this game about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, 10 may have been a stretch. They could have pushed for the end, but yeah. 10 minutes ago, it had only been 13 minutes in the game.
That's true. That's true.
It is very difficult to end by
yeah,
15 minutes.
that is a fair point. That is a fair point. Armor plating falls off at 15, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
have to have quite the early game to have all those towers down enough to.
Another decent engage by side. I think if SMSU wasn't so far behind, they could have won this game because
almost
look
take
at
down
these
that
engages
Tristana
coming out.
Do manage to pick up 2 for 1.
See, this is what I mean. I think SMSU's composition is so much stronger at team fighting. They just had to make it there without falling too far behind as individuals.
Early on in the game when they were down a little bit, would have liked, and they had some more towers and some more vision control on their side. Would have liked to see just at that point when you're down, you almost just need to use that Sivir ult and try and catch somebody out. You can't just let them keep getting an advantage on you.
I think they should have attempted to group a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that stun comes through onto Tristan. That is now a 4 for 1. A little bit of comeback ult. They're still at a significant disadvantage. This isn't a comeback by any means.
They've got three inhibitors down. Yep. They cannot leave any of those lanes. Those super minions will just push in and obliterate their Nexus towers.
If SMSU wants to win this game, they need to push the game to about 60 minutes. So we're in for a long cast if that happens. We're only 25 minutes in now. We got about double game length if SMSU wants to win without losing a fight, because if they lose a fight, this game ends. SMSU just trying to push out these super minions, though. They're going to give up another dragon. That's going to put them on soul point here. And now SMSU knows that, if they allow another dragon to spawn, they're going to have to contest it, because that dragon soul is just going to be too much, especially on characters like Mord and Udyr, who benefit a lot from that. EMU doing the strategically smart thing, slowly pushing in lanes, grouping up, making sure you don't get hard committed on here. And SMSU are going to need to look for an engage really soon, because if they allow all the minions into their base, then it doesn't really matter if they win the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, if EMU takes down even just 3 of SMSU's players, there's no way that they're going to be able to actually clear out those minions.
That's unfortunate that the ultimate by Sion having to be used for disengage rather than engage. That's what's been all their successful engages so far. And I think that's going to spell the end of the game as Xin Zhao gets caught out. EMU running SMSU down. Looking for kills in SMSU's base here.
Trying to put up a fight, but
And it looks like there the surrender vote comes out from SMSU knowing that this game is done. So we will be right back as we move into game number 2.
Welcome back to SMSU Esports for the Timo Cup for the second game of SMSU versus Eastern Michigan University. SMSU lost the first game quite convincingly, with Eastern Michigan University getting up in all of their solo lanes. SMSU had a decent early game. Honestly, a better early game and some better vision control than we've seen from them all season. So,
Yeah, I mean, we saw them have some success, pre 5 minutes. And then we saw them actually have some weird success later in the game. And you'd think if they could have prevented themselves from falling behind, that they would have actually been in control of that game later in the game. They had good engagements coming out from Scion. They were trading advantageously while being down by 10k gold. So that doesn't happen very often. So that was really nice to see. I think if SMSU is a little bit more disciplined in the middle game, not losing one versus ones in their lane, working more as a team, calling your other teammates down for help. We saw Michigan do that in that one versus one with Zinzao, where the bot lane all of a sudden shows up. And if SMSU was the one showing up to that fight, I think we would have seen a completely different story last game. But it'll be really interesting to see if they're able to recover after that big of a loss, or if that now got in SMSU's heads and that they're worried of falling behind. I hope they come in fresh. Hope they come in with no weight on their shoulders, knowing that this is the higher rated team. We're not expected to be the
mhm.
ones coming out ahead here, so we can play a little bit, a little bit aggressive, a little bit, leave it all in the game. Not be terribly worried about what's going to happen.
Yeah, I, I'm happy with what I saw from SMSU last game.
Hmm.
Up against the higher ranked team, there's only
At
so
a
much
higher
you can
ranked
do.
team with a recent, their best player was very recently added as well. So they're higher ranked with their previous player. With this player, they should be, you know, in a different bracket probably
Hmm.
with how higher ranked they would be. So SMSU, playing a bracket ahead of where they really should be competing at. So that is interesting, and we might see an invade coming out from Michigan here.
Ooh, Fiddle's gonna see it.
Oh,
Dodges the
dodges the
dodges the hook, line,
anchor.
and sinker from the Nautilus there. We actually see Mord was banned this game, so
Mhm.
SMSU not gonna let that come through. Mord was a giant problem in that last game. Ooh, possibly some early damage. Virus Arrow's gonna come out. Gonna deter that rise a little bit. Gonna make him back off.
Mhm.
EMU, even though they did dominate in fashion, they're gonna play smart. They're gonna respect that level one. Can't get too cheeky.
No, and I think the one way of throwing a game like this is being over aggressive, even though you're the favorite team. Play a standard game. You're the higher rated team. You should be able to play that standard game to a higher level. If
Hmm.
you make it, a dirty fight where it's constant battles back and forth, that can go anyone's game. A lot of those fights end up being a 50-50 on who wins it or who doesn't. So it's a little scary for a higher rated team to end up in those situations. Yeah, I mean, we saw,
Yeah,
them
if you're
have
the
a couple
favored winner,
more,
you need to make sure you
three
control
and five
everything and
minutes,
not let
and
it
then we
descend into
saw them
chaos.
actually have
Chaos,
some
anybody can win.
weird success later in the. Nope, no, I completely agree. And one of the interesting things will be this Aatrox Scion matchup. It's so heavily Aatrox favored. Now, they were able to get rid of that Mordekaiser that really punished SMSU last game, but Scion's going to need jungle help this game.
Hmm.
Jungle help doesn't help a lot versus Mordekaiser, especially after he hit 6, but he's going to need it in this game. So this will be a little interesting change up on the dynamic.
Yeah, and SMSU opting to go for that fiddle this time instead of the Zen, so that early jungle pressure for SMSU might not necessarily be as easily available as it would have been with the Zen when you
Hmm.
have the fiddle. You definitely really need that. You can still make plays obviously without your ult. You can if you position right, and you have the vision for it, but it's a lot harder.
For sure. And, it's still possible to get ganks off, but most Fiddlesticks, they want to get to that level 6 early because they know that they're at a disadvantage versus the other jungler if their
Hmm.
fight comes out. And ending up in a 2 versus 2 of Aatrox, Shyvana versus Scion Fiddle, well, if they don't instantly kill somebody, they're in a really rough spot.
So I'm gonna get pulled by that Aatrox. Aatrox gonna get some damage out. The trade coming out a little bit. Sounds gonna try and trade back some of the damage, backs off, and comes out to be an even trade there. But
Mhm.
Aatrox has that healing. It cops a health potion there. They both started Doran Shield. But Aatrox gonna have that passive healing, so he's gonna heal up there a little bit more, and that trade is gonna come out on favor of Aatrox.
Now this is going to be an interesting kind of lane matchup in the bottom lane as well, as SMSU
Ooh, hook
wants to
comes
go
out
for
onto that
ooh,
Senna. Senna taking a
a
lot of
lot of
damage.
damage, but is the Fiddle in position to fight it back? He's going to go for the flash and force the flash from Nautilus. Unfortunate, unable to catch that fight there. If Fiddle was a little bit closer when that play was starting, then maybe.
Yeah, it looks like Fiddle and Tristana probably gonna trade Jungle Flash. Actually, the Nautilus is
Look at
gonna
this
push up
collapse
here,
coming out here.
and this Fiddle is gonna get absolutely collapsed on by 3 members of EMU, and Fiddle
Yep.
goes into their jungle and he's dead.
Yep.
And the kill goes on to Nautilus though, not on to the Tristana. So
Which is really important for SMSU because that was double buffs that would have gotten over. Same as
oh
last
my,
game.
that
Remember those
too.
how much powerful that double buff was on Tristana. Going to be a lot less powerful on the Nautilus.
Yeah, really fortunate for SMSU that
Look at this dive coming through on
oh,
top here.
Cyan has no mana, can't do basically anything here. He gets easily taken out.
Yeah, and he's unable to even trade back a kill on his
Great
passive or
coordination
anything.
from EMU and Fiddle. Oh, he doesn't
Yep.
have the ward. Does manage to get him,
He's
but
actually being really risky here. He's not 6. He can't do anything about this.
look how much that Aatrox and that Shyvana healed up just off of
Yep.
that Gromp.
Yep, and that's unfortunate for Sion. He really doesn't want to fall behind versus Aatrox because it's such a strong counter. You don't want to fall behind in general, but especially versus Aatrox, because if he gets going here, SMSU is going to be in a really rough position. And seeing as though their Aatrox is their highest rated player, that's scary to let their highest rated player get an advantage like that.
They banned out the Mord, but EMU just pivoted. EMU's top laner just pivoted and went, no, I can play more than just one carry.
Yep. And what I was saying earlier, this bot lane from EMU is going to be looking way more aggressive. They're going to be looking for early kills. SMSU is going to be looking for a lot of healing, a lot of poking in this lane. And it'll be really interesting to see which one of those styles wins here. Phil
Fiddle in a
trying to
really
start
bad
dragging.
position.
He's in a terrible position. He's going to get taken out here.
That should be a free dragon here for EMU, unless SMSU can manage to steal it somehow with one of their characters' abilities.
And that is a dragon going over to EMU early. And actually a larger gold lead from EMU this game than last game. So that is an unfortunate start from SMSU, but hopefully they can prevent the snowball. They were unable to do it last game, but if they can prevent this gold lead from snowballing, then they'll be in a much better position.
Yeah, Scion in a dangerous lane.
Yeah, especially at this point, the Kindle Gem, Doran Shield. It's a lot of, regen coming out here, CDR, and it's just
Now,
so
Scion did pick up that
scary.
Bramble Vest, which, if I remember correctly, it will give him grievous wounds
Yep.
if Aatrox does attack him. So that will help Scion out a decent amount. It might help him come out on those trades a little bit, as long as the Aatrox doesn't get super ahead of him.
Mm-hmm. And Aatrox is going to be getting ahead. Look at this. He's even doing the Scuttle Crab to make sure that he has the advantage here. While this lane's pushed into Scion, he's going to take gold on the other side of the map here.
Looks like he's actually even going to head into the jungle. Might actually get the blue buff here.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so strong. He's level 7. He's actually going to be looking for a kill on the Fiddlesticks. And
Fiddle
he's probably
doesn't even
going
have
to get
6
it.
yet.
And I don't think he has flash up yet. This is scary for SMSU.
Oh, and Fiddle.
Yeah, he's dead.
Good night. Good night, sweet Prince Fiddle.
And this is a blue buff coming over. Let's see who decides to take it here. Shyvana actually going to be the beneficiary of that play by Aatrox. Scion did catch up quite a bit, though. He kept that lane frozen during that time. So even though Aatrox gets the kill, or gets the assist there, Scion actually catches up quite a bit. Unfortunately, it does come at the cost of his jungler losing blue buff, losing his life, and losing a lot of time on the map.
Bot lane, not seeing nearly as much aggression as we did. Well, we see the aggression, but we haven't seen nearly the result of that aggression yet in bot
Mhm.
lane, which is
And
interesting because it's a Varus and a Senna compared to oh my gosh, I've already forgotten what it was last.
it was a Nami
I know it was a Nami Sivir.
Sivir, yeah. The game ended so quickly, it had tough time remembering who was in the game.
Yeah, that the Senna and the Varus, they're both pretty immobile.
Hmm.
Senna does have a little bit of the speed with that invisibility, but or not the invisibility, but the her ghost thing. I don't quite remember what it's
Yep.
called.
Looks like a fight coming out here. Bottom. Are they able to trade? They do force the flash from Tristana. Forrest,
But that
is he
Nautilus is
going to be able
so
to get enough
tanky, level
damage?
6. Ooh, get some more damage onto that Nautilus.
And Rise
Try
comes
and
in as
chase him, but the
Fiddle
Rise
comes
is going to
in.
be there. The Fiddle alts doesn't get anybody. The Rise picks up Varus there. Fiddle tries to trade back on the Rise, but the Nautilus is going to be there. They're going to collapse with the Tristana. Tristana's going to... Oh,
Ooh,
Rise
this
picks up
is really bad for SMSU.
Varus. Or,
As
sorry, Fiddle.
and the Scion actually manages to stay alive top as he was being dove at the same time. But was that a 3 for 0? It looks like it. 3 for
I
0
believe
coming
so.
out from EMU, and they're just going to continue that snowball. Tristana going to use that bomb on the tower in order to push it even further, get a couple extra plates.
Now
SMSU
that
in a tough
Rise
position.
bid is up 4 kills and 1 assist along with 20 CS on this Azir.
Yeah, he's already up 1,400 gold on this Azir.
And the Azir not really making a whole lot of places. Azir possibly going to get pinched here though by the Sivir. Oh, does manage to get out.
Yeah, and we see a
More
lot of
than
this
likely safe.
gold difference coming out from the
Oh, but
junk.
just Shyvana's still there.
Oh.
Rise ults in.
Yeah, and Fiddle is caught out again. I don't know why they decided to fight for that. I think they should have just been getting out.
Scion not in the greatest position here. He's going to get pulled in by Aatrox.
Yeah,
Shyvana's going to
not
be
in a
there to
good
help him.
position at all.
Tower's very low.
Thankfully, Scion is tanky at this point in the game, able to survive. Probably they are probably unable to dive him there. As Azir decides to get out of dodge as well.
Scion's top tower though has one plate left and is nearly taken out at 11 minutes here.
Yeah,
You know,
that's really
three
tough, just
three
because of the
plates
amount of
bottom,
gold
4
coming
plates mid for
over.
SMSU. And I believe only the one plate, yep, only the one plate being taken mid.
And Rise, is he going to be able to finish off this tower? Not quite. Gets caught out a little bit here as things are going back to normal by the looks of
And
it.
it looks like EMU is actually lane swapped here. Possibly.
Yeah, I think they
Switching
just want
their
to set up for this dragon. They know that Aatrox is the more powerful character in this fight, so they
Mhm.
just bring their Rise up to deal with this Scion. He can poke at him under tower. He can force the rest of this tower.
Yeah, and that Bramble vest that Scion has is not going to be really useful at all against
No,
that
it does nothing.
that Rise. It doesn't do anything. He does not itemized an MMR or anything. Or sorry,
Oh,
MR, not MMR.
and right as the dragon goes down, the engage comes through from EMU there, jumping onto that Fiddlesticks, who is just squishy as all can be right now, being 0-6, unable to really get anything going here. As we see a TP come out from Scion, looking to make a little bit of a comeback play. Are they able to pick the Shyvana? Big kills coming in from SMSU here. Finally getting on the board.
Get some damage onto the
Aatrox,
Aatrox.
or Azir
Oh,
barely
doesn't manage to get
misses
the
there.
knock-up onto him. Aatrox very low.
3 for 1, though, coming out on the end of that fight. That's good
That's a
trades from SMSU.
a big fight for SMSU. Managed to get a little bit of headway in this game. You know, they get a kill onto their Varus, get one onto their Azir. And they really need to be looking to play around that Scion. They need to utilize their Scion like they just did.
Hmm.
And if they can combo that Scion ult with that Fiddle ult, they can really make some good plays and really make up some ground in this game.
Yeah, you think of what that fight would have looked like if Fiddle hadn't died before the fight started.
Hmm.
No, Fiddle was in a decent position there. That's a 5-0 for SMSU. But unfortunately, Fiddle gets picked before the fight
Ooh,
comes to
Senna's gonna get
fruition.
caught out here in bottom lane. Gonna get pinched by the Shyvana and Nautilus.
Yep, and it looks like Varus also got picked by the exact same play here. And Azir
Azir
is
here gonna
also getting
get
collapsed
taken
on,
out too.
just overstaying like crazy from SMSU. They had the advantage. They killed three, and then they just wait for all three to respawn and run at him again.
Yeah, and now, oh, all of that damage coming out from Shyvana. Fiddle ult does come out, but it's not
And
going to be enough.
yeah,
Shyvana just instantly takes him out. The Fiddle needs to realize he's 0-6.
yep. And this is the tough part of the game where we're starting to end up in a similar position of last game where what do you do to get back into this game now? After all these kills have came through, it looks like EMU is playing like crazy aggressive because they can. They
Hmm.
know that they're in the position to win this game. Doesn't matter too much if they trade out these kills, as long as they keep pushing towers.
Yeah, when you're in a situation like this in League where you're down, you can't play the game the same way you were playing it when you would be even. You have to play for picks. You have to
Yep.
like you have to play the vision game. You have to play smart. You're not going to win the straight up fight.
Yep. And it's one of the more interesting things about games like League of Legends is the further behind you are, the harder it is to actually get back in the game.
Hmm.
It's not like, a lot of traditional sports like basketball. If you're down 30, well, your buckets are still worth 2 points or 3 points.
Hmm.
In this game, it's almost like your buckets are worth less points the further behind you are.
Yep.
So it's a lot harder to get caught back up in the game here. Sonic getting caught out a
Cyan
little
can
bit,
be
going
taken.
for a little bit of a
He is
fight.
tanky, but gonna get taken out there. Overstays. Oh, manages to live. Oh, but Tristana's gonna
Are they
jump
able
in
to
there.
get the kill on Tristana though?
Tristana gets out before she gets picked off.
Does Fiddle have ult? No, he had used it in that last fight, kind of a wasted.
Oh, now
If
Fiddle
he
under
had
the
ult
Azir tower is
there.
just gonna get pinched on more than likely. Oh, and the Azir gets taken out by the Tristana bomb.
And
Oh, and they
this
managed to
one's
pick up
looking
that
about over.
Tristana.
It's just there's nothing they can do anymore. That was one of the fights that they actually could have won had
Hmm.
they had the resources saved up, but Varus is on the other side of the map. Fiddle doesn't have his ultimate, and this game's all EMU.
Yeah, EMU having nearly that 10k gold lead that they had last game quite quickly, and in a very similar time frame as they had it last game. Picked up that early gold lead a lot quicker than they did previously.
Yeah, and it's actually different characters that are stronger this game. This Ryze, this Shyvana, they're really scary this game, and it might even be the fact that this Fiddlesticks is just not in the game anymore.
Yeah,
080, just behind in levels, only level 7, lowest level in the game right now.
manages to get up to 8, but Nautilus still has him by 1 level.
Mm-hmm. He even might want this red buff just for the experience here. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and take red buff for himself just to try to get caught up a little bit. SMSU look like they might be positioning for a fight at Dragon. Varus is mid lane,
Scion.
though.
They need their Scion, though, to engage this fight.
And Varus is going to decide to come. This must mean SMSU is going to look for the
They
fight.
do have ults. Azir will
Maybe
have
a
his
little
ult
bit
here
of a
very shortly.
last
Scion's
ditch.
ult is going to come up right about now. And this is a fight that SMSU needs to try and take. They do get the Fiddle ult. The Scion ult doesn't get anybody knocked up, but that Fiddle is just going to drop instantly. EMU is going to jump in there, take out another member of SMSU beyond the Fiddle, taking out the Senna. Going to quickly take out that Scion now. Now this is Azir, stranded. Aatrox's going to look, push him off, but SMSU does have the 2 of their carries, their Azir and their Varus alive, but not much they can do if they're just going to get dove on.
Realistically, that looked like a last ditch effort fight from SMSU. Trying to find something knowing that they're at this position where it's almost unwinnable now, and trying to find a fight that could maybe turn the favor of this game.
Hmm.
Unable to find it though. Fiddle was a little bit far away. Don't know if he did have flash up, so he's just too far out of range to get a nice flash play there. Cyan unable to hit the ultimate to set up that Fiddle play, and it looked like it came in a little late. Dragon had died before the Fiddle ult had gotten there.
Hmm.
Maybe if it was a couple seconds earlier, 1 second earlier, where that Fiddle was able to steal away the Dragon there and then look for a fight, that's the type of play that could help SMSU get back in the game.
Oh, this Fiddle is just going to encounter the Shyvana. And does this Shyvana just kill him straight up here?
Nah, I think
She's
she
going to
just.
take her
Oh,
buff. Tristana's going to be there with him.
but Fiddle able to smite it away there.
Oh, actually, yes. Fiddle does get a little victory for his 0-9, but, it's hard. That last fight, Fiddle got in there, but he got instantly blown up. He doesn't have Hourglass. He didn't have a stopwatch. And as far behind as he is so squishy.
Yeah, they just instantly focus him down here, and it looks like EMU is going to be making a play onto Cyan in the bottom lane, and he's going to get taken out here.
This AP Shyvana is just very, very scary.
Yep.
Look at the
that
score
damage.
lines.
Oh.
If we look at the score lines for EMU, 4-0 and 6 on their Aatrox, 8-1 and 4 on their Shyvana, 8-2 and 8 on their Ryze, 2-0 and 12 on their Tristana, and even their Nautilus has 2 kills, 1 death, and 11 assists.
Mm-hmm.
For SMSU, a lot of those deaths are focused on the Fiddle. He's died 9 times.
Yeah, they've just done a really good job collapsing on the map properly and realizing where Fiddlesticks is going to be and then abusing where he's going to be. So SMSU is being split apart a little bit here. 2 people pushing top lane in. Looks like a little fight coming down.
Fiddle
the
does
bot
get the
lane.
shutdown on Shyvana. That is the
Unable
gold
to
that
get
he
the kill.
needs.
Yeah,
Fiddle
unable
chasing
to
a little bit
finish
too
the
much here,
Aatrox,
though.
and look at this mid lane play though coming in from EMU. They are base racing them a bit. They're gonna take an inhibitor for free in trade of that Shyvana.
Looks like EMU actually. Do they position and go for the Baron here?
No, I think they just push top tower in, knowing that no one can answer Aatrox, and Aatrox takes his bottom tower for free. Because no one can fight this Aatrox right now. Backing off a little bit, waiting for the pressure to come through. They know they just have to play safe. Aatrox is on that tower now. And there's not much SMSU can do about this right now. They're being pushed around the map. They know that no one's strong enough to take out Aatrox, and if they send 2 or 3 people there, well then EMU will just push the top lane in, and Aatrox is likely to survive.
Looks like Shyvana may be starting this Baron up here, actually.
Yep, and now that tower's dropped and you force the pressure back, now you can go for stuff like the Baron. This makes a lot more sense now that Aatrox has to be in the base to attack the tower. If with the secondary tower being up, Aatrox is a lot safer taking that for free. Cyan looking for a steal, but unable to get it by the looks of it.
Yeah, Sion just trying to be that beacon of hope for his team. Oh my gosh. Commendable act by him, trying to not tilt, trying to still be in the game, make something happen even though they're down.
Yep. Hopefully still having fun with the game, realizing that this one might be over, but there's still some sportsmanship to be had. Gonna maybe run him around the world here. Gonna go on the longest escape mission of his life. And they know exactly where he's at. Doesn't juke him at all there. Maybe walk back and hit that blast cone for a little bit of a juke squad.
And as this is going up on the top lane, Shyvana's going to get the 4th dragon here for EMU. They have the Baron. They're going to get the dragon. SMSU realizes that they're doing that, but Shyvana is actually going to back off. Possibly. Oh, no. She just pulls the dragon out. And Aatrox is there to just completely 1v3 SMSU, try and force them out. Manages to pick up 1. Shyvana ults in.
And this fight is already over, and this game is looking over as Tristana goes ahead and starts attacking the next Nexus or inhibitor turret here,
Oh,
looking to
just
end this game early
the
from EMU.
tiniest little poke there by Varus.
And yep, looks like they're going to TP their top laner in on the super creep this tanking tower. Make sure that they have minions to tank the towers as they are going for the end. Shyvana attacking the Nexus here. And this is a unfortunate defeat from SMSU. Unfortunately, it's going to take them out of the Teemo Cup as well, as that ends the season for SMSU League of Legends. Kind of a rough couple games there,
Mm-hmm.
and not much you can really do. That's the problem with being the lower seed, is especially when they pick up another player that is at that high caliber of skill. It's just hard to come back in those type of games, especially with that a little bit more inexperience on the SMSU roster, being a
Mm-hmm.
first year team, still trying to build up that team synergy that EMU had today.
Yeah, definitely some work to be done on decision making and how to come back in a game when they're down. But they'll get practice with it as they progress as a team. They'll have more time to work on it and to develop themselves. But
For sure.
yeah.
And we will be ending the stream here. Thank you for joining us. We've got Valorant tomorrow at 6 p.m. if you want to join us then. And
Hmm. Yep, you can catch me commentating that. I'll be joined by my fellow caster Afro, and it'll be the last Valorant game of the Valorant split for the spring.
yep.
Um, See if we can have the Valorant team's gotten two wins so far, so they're going to be definitely looking to try and end the series on a end the season on a final win. So see if that might happen, and definitely tune in at 6 for that.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you.